Hello, welcome to the special meeting of the Glendale Arts and Culture Commission, December 8th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Roll call.
Commissioners Tufenkian. Here. Vidor.
Here.
Vice Chair Vier.
Here.
Chairperson Ying.
Here.
Agenda item 1A, special business agenda, report of the recorder reposting the agenda. The agenda for the December 8th, 2022 special meeting was posted on December 1st, 2022 on the bulletin board outside of City Hall. Agenda item 2, consent items, there are none. Agenda item 3A, introductions and presentations, library, arts and culture event presented by General Jones. First up, we have Shelter, which is a temporary installation in remembrance of the 44-day ARTSOC War of 2020, inspiring hope and healing. As grief echoes in the moments following the war, crisis lingers with every passing day as more and more young soldiers are killed protecting their native homelands due to ongoing military violence. Armenians across the globe rally for justice and support, knowing their survival lies in looking forward. In a time of desensitization and escapism, it is paramount that community members allow themselves to process their traumas in a constructive way. In creating a safe space for shared experience, planting seeds with intention, they expand within the community through healing. This multimedia installation is sponsored by the Glendale Arts and Culture Commission through funding from the Urban Art Fund, with support from Glendale Library Arts and Culture through the Be the Change program. This installation is at 250 North Orange Street and will be on display through January 29th, 2023. The artist will be available at the space. On the screen it says Wednesday through Friday, 6 to 9 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 9 p.m. It is an incredible installation, and I highly recommend anyone who's available to really stop by and see it. It's really powerful and beautiful, so I highly recommend it. And next up, we have our 2023 Performance Series application, which is now open. This application is for consideration for the Brand Summer Music Series and the Tututis Concert Series. So the application is currently open and closes on January 27th, 2023 at 5 o'clock p.m. And for more information, you can visit the link on the screen. And that is the Library Arts and Culture report. Agenda item 4, let me just check and see. We do not have any oral communications. So we'll move on to agenda item 5A, Arts and Culture Commission meeting date and time. 1, motion rescinding the Commission's October 20, 2022 motion recommending that the City Council approve the rescheduling of the Commission's regular meeting from the third Thursday of each month, 2 to 4 p.m., to the second Thursday of each month at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And number 2, resolution repealing resolution number 2014-01 related to the Commission rules and procedure and adopting new rules of procedure that reschedule the date and time of the Arts and Culture Commission's regular meeting to the second Thursday of each month from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and revise the order of the business agendas, moving written communications to agenda item 4, immediately following agenda item 5, oral communications, in alignment with the City Council meeting agenda. Following the October 20th Arts and Culture Commission meeting, staff did discover that we did have some scheduling conflicts for a 9 o'clock start time. So we're recommending that the commission meeting moving forward begin at 10 o'clock a.m. to accommodate staff schedules. So that is a staff recommendation. And as we mentioned before, in alignment with City Council agendas, we're recommending that the written communications be moved to agenda item 4. So that's before today.
Great. Do we have any comments or questions about that? No. Okay. So so first we need a motion to rescind our prior motion.
Correct.
If somebody would like to make that one.
I move we rescind the October 20th, 22 motion recommending City Council approve the rescheduling of the Commission's regular meeting from the third Thursday of the month at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. to the second Thursday of each month, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Second that. Roll call, Commissioners Tufenkian. Yes. Vidor.
Yes.
Vice Chair Vier.
Yes.
Chairperson Ying.
Yes.
And then the second is to move the resolution. Do we have a motion to move?
I move, rescheduling the date and time of the Arts and Culture Commission's regular meeting to the second Thursday of each month, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that we revise the order of business on agendas, moving the written communications to agenda item 4 immediately followed by agenda item 5, oral communication in alignment with the City Council meeting agenda.
Second.
Roll calls, Commissioner Tufenkian,
Yes.
Vidor,
Yes.
Vice Chair Vire,
Yes.
Chairperson Yink.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 5B, citywide public art RFP, Central Park ground level sculpture. Motion directing staff to invite artist finalists for the Central Park ground level sculpture public art to modify their proposed design rendering to enable the placement of their art piece to an alternate location within City Park, and approving the issuance of an additional stipend to the artist in an amount not to exceed $200 per artist dispersed from the Urban Art Program Fund for redesigning the proposed artwork. So this is in regards to the citywide public art RFP that was released with LaBasse Projects in August of 2021, which included the 6 locations that are included within your packet. Within January to June of this year, 2022, as the Commission well knows, we confirmed 5 out of the 6 art pieces. And within August and October of this year, staff met with the Armenian American Museum to discuss the location of the proposed artwork, to discuss the location. On November 29th of this year, City Council did approve a professional services agreement for engineering landscaping services for the Central Park Block project with David Volt's Design Landscape Architects. So staff is recommending that the proposed location of the artwork be relocated to the northern block section. So I'm going to pull up the location which we're proposing on the screen. You'll see the original in the blue circle here. That's where the original proposed location was. And staff is recommending that it be relocated to the red circle area on the screen. The intention really is the Great Lawn is intended to be a multi-use programming area. So the best location now is to move it to this upper quadrant so that there's available to multi-use purposes for the Great Lawn location. Currently, the space, just for visuals of what the current space looks like, this is off of the corner of Harvard and Louise. And give you an idea of the quadrant area that we're proposing for the relocation.
Yeah, are there questions? Maybe we can go in order. Would you call the,
Sure. Vice Chair Wire?
any questions or
I
comments?
I'm looking at the picture and I'm just, can you just tell me, will any trees be disturbed by the piece? I can't exactly remember what space that piece is going to take up. That is.
So, Library Director Gary Schaefer, Chair Commission, Commissioner Vire. There is no plans to disturb any trees. I mean, the only time trees would be disturbed is if the tree is at end of life or ill or something like that. So as far as the artwork's concerned,
It'll fit.
there's no plans to.
Thanks. It's such a pretty area there, but, so treed and pretty
Right.
that it just.
And I should qualify that in the past, the city has relocated a tree. So, just to make it all work.
Very good, thank you.
Commissioner Tufenkian?
My question would be, yes, if they're not going to move any trees, it's a pretty tree-dense area, so would the sculpture be able to stand out? And I can't remember if we've looked at the work at all or not.
We haven't looked at the work. The committee did and made 3 recommendations to move forward to bring to commission. But at this point, we would like you, when you view that, to see it in the environs that it is most likely to be located in, so.
Because I feel like right now it's kind of difficult to, place it and see where it would go and how it would stand out.
Yeah, and the sculptures are very different. One resembles, though, it's a very interactive piece, so it might go best in the children's play area. Another piece is more of a gateway type of piece, though different than the gateway we've approved at ArtSoc, so that may be suited at an entrance. And the other involves a grove of trees and medallions placed in the ground. So if those were along a walkway, they would get a lot of notice. So I think we don't want to limit the park planner who's designing it. They're going to tell us the best place for it to go, but it will go in this quadrant.
All right? Thank you.
Commissioner Vidor?
Yeah, following up on Commissioner Tufenkian's comment, that was one of my comments, and expanding on that, it would be nice, and this might apply to other projects too, if we could see the intended artwork and then do a site visit, either one-on-one or, in other commissions, like we were on the Historic Preservation Commission together, and site visits were always being organized so you could picture things, and it would be a great thing to be able to stand on the site and have some dialogue. I realize that's a labor-intensive thing to plan because you have to only do 2 commissioners at a time, but it is packed with trees, and the trees have to stay, and the type of piece we pick for that space and its size and scale and style is definitely going to be significant. So maybe we need a little more pre-assessment before we have our final meeting.
Well, for one, we will, the artworks will be presented to you, so you will have a chance to see those. Also, the space right now, if we were to go to it, we've seen the visuals, but it's going to be completely different based on the park planning, so.
Right, and I'm not asking to go now. I would say after it's in.
Okay. Oh, yes, most definitely.
Chairperson Yank?
I don't have any further comments. I think all of my fellow commissioners' notes would be good to pass on to the artists, just to really take into consideration the future park plans and the, view sheds to the sculpture. And as Director Schaefer mentioned, each piece is very different, so having each artist really think about that site specificity as they redesign would be helpful.
Absolutely. We'll make sure to do that. To move?
Yeah, would anyone like to move?
Excuse me.
I move to direct staff to invite the artist finalists for the Central Park ground level sculpture of public art to modify their proposed design rendering to enable the placement of their art piece at an alternate location within Central Park, as more fully explained in the December 8th, 2022 report by Library Arts and Culture Principal, Arts and Culture Administrator. And I move to approve the issuance of an additional stipend to the artist in an amount not to exceed $200 per artist dispersed from the Urban Art Program Fund for redesigning the proposed artwork.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Commissioners Commissioners Tufenkian?
Yes.
Vidor?
Yes.
Vice Chair Vire?
Yes.
Chairperson Yank?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Tufenkian, would you mind moving the microphone a little closer to you? Thank you. Agenda item 6A, 2022-2023 work plan progress updates. Number 1, citywide Art Happens Anywhere projects update. We were very happy to say that staff hosted a projects culmination reception celebration on Saturday, December 3rd at the Museum of Neon Art. We had about 10 of the artists that were there present for that particular reception. We were very happy to see them all there, and thank you to the commissioners who were able to attend that meeting. And we also had a few council members who showed up as well and support, so wanted to say thank you to you all. But are there any comments? I know Commissioner Vidor and Chairperson Yank and Vice Chair Vire were there. Any comments or thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a lovely reception. It was really nice to get all of those artists together and have, be able to talk with them, and they were able to kind of be in conversation with each other. A lot of folks were asking me if the program would return, so I think it's in the next year, or two, would be good for us to kind of plan ahead and think about when this arc of public art installations has kind of reached a closing point, when it might make sense for that to happen. It's a great program.
I'd just like to give a shout out to the team that organized it. That's Loretta Lopez, who did the logistics and the program coordinator. Also our work study apprentice from Claremont Grad School. That is Sydney Brundage. A wonderful office services specialist, Yvonne Martinez, and our public art intern, Mariah Ledesma. They did a great job. I'm sure that they could see that everybody was having a good time. And I want to also thank, Corey, yes, Corey Siegel and her staff over at Mona, because what a cheerful place to hold a reception. It was, so it was lovely. So much thanks to all of those folks.
Thank you. Commissioner Vidor?
Yes, I agree that there's many thanks to be had here for everybody. So I'll echo that. And it was very well organized and lovely planning went into it, and the hosting was great too. So thank you all for doing that. I think it was well worth it.
Thank you. Yes, and a special thank you to the Museum of Neon Art for hosting us as well. Thank you. Moving forward with the updates, mural ordinance update, staff is still diligently working on the mural ordinance. We're hoping to have an update at the January meeting in regards to next steps. With the Creative Crosswalks RFP on November 29th, City Council met to review the designs for the Creative Crosswalks project. The designs were approved, so moving forward, staff will be working in conjunction with Public Works to contract the artists for that project. We're hoping to have the art and murals installed sometime in February or March of 2023. In regards to the performing arts update, as I mentioned before, we have our 2023 performance series application open, and we're encouraging all artists to apply for that opportunity, and the deadline is January 27th, 2023 at 5 p.m. And the last update that we have is we did release our PR firm, public relations firm RFP. We received 5 proposals for that opportunity. Staff did do an internal review of those proposals, and we have narrowed it down to 3 candidates, and we're going to move forward in doing internal interviews with those candidates in late December, and hopefully we'll have the finalists come and present to the Arts and Culture Commission in January for your review. And those are the updates that we have for the progress report. Agenda item 7, Commission staff comments.
Right.
I guess it's the last meeting of the year, so I would just thank everyone for all their hard work. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Dr. Gary Schaefer, and my fellow commissioners. It's been a very artful year, a lot going on, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you. Thank you.
I also have some comments.
Yeah. Yeah, go. Do you want to go?
Okay, yes, thanks. I do have some notes. I want to address Dr. Gary Schaefer and Jennifer Fukutomi-Jones, and all of the library, arts and culture staff who work on the projects that are reviewed by this commission. Because you provide us with extensive documentation, and we are aware of your time, your efforts that you expend in service of the multitude of projects that come before us. We are aware of the constraints of the federal guidelines, the state recommendations, restrictions, actually, the engineering requirements, and just existing conditions that preclude designing the perfect art design, a perfect plan. I know it can be disheartening, certainly, to and even deflating to hear suggestions that maybe your efforts don't measure up. And I just want you to know that you are diligent, you are collaborative, you are talented in your respective areas of responsibility. The comments that might be negative come from less informed sources. Please bear that in mind. With that, I think I would just like to thank you and all of my fellow commissioners for expanding my knowledge of art. Appreciate that very much. When you share your observations and your perspectives. I listen to you, and I learn. So thank you for that. I hope all the people interested in the community in Glendale also listen to you and learn and understand that not every selection is going to appeal to their personal tastes in art, be it color, medium, genre, but sometimes it just has to be enough that it's good art, that it's appropriate for the installation site, and that it serves its intended purpose. With that, I will just wish you all very happy holidays. I'll see you next year. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, it's been said already, but I can't thank you all enough. Library Arts and Culture staff does a wonderful job, and I appreciate my fellow commissioners, and it's been very lovely sitting on this commission, and I think next year sounds like it's going to be a very exciting year, and that, you know, I don't know how to top all the compliments that have already been given, but I just wanted to add my voice to that, and I very much appreciate all of the, you know, the whole community of artists and arts institutions in the city of Glendale, too. I hear the comment a lot about how much Glendale has, you know, mushroomed in its interest in the arts, and, you know, I think the more that we just scratched the surface, and the more, you know, the more we do, and the more we push out into the unknown, the more there will be an energetic public dialogue, and I look forward to that. So thank you all very much.
I just want to say, sort of off of Vice Chair Veyer's comments, that, you know, I've worked in arts administration for nonprofits for about 20 years now, and this is my first experience really being behind the scenes on witnessing the growth of a municipal art program that is robust and citywide. And it's been wonderful, you know, and I've really learned so much, and it's difficult because it's government and it serves the people of this city. It is both down in the real nitty-gritty and also holding a much larger vision, you know, as well as dealing with artists who may not have worked with government or with the city before in producing their artwork. And I think this staff has done tremendous, ambitious, incredible things with the resources that you have. And also, we can see, all of us, the momentum building around this arts program and how Glendale is really making a big mark, you know, in terms of being an arts and culture destination, which was the goal. And so it does feel sometimes like it's, you know, bits and pieces, and it's this project here and this project here, there, but it all really adds up to a very really flourishing, as a blooming, you know, program that I think will just continue, and the momentum will keep going. And I think we're all very excited about the future of this program. So thank you all for your efforts, and to my fellow commissioners as well, for everything that all of us have worked on this year. It's been a real pleasure. So thank you.
Thank you all. It's very, very kind. Just want to thank you too. You are the volunteers, so I want to thank you for your service. Every time you show up to an event, every time you do that, you know, it's really coming from a special place in your heart, because you don't have to be there, but we appreciate it. The installation by She Loves Collective, I wasn't at the reception, so I don't know who made it. I was at we did a preview for City Council the night before, and I was just truly moved by the installation. And so if anyone hasn't seen it or the public hasn't seen it, I know I've encouraged all staff to go check it out. I mean, they really outdid themselves, and that was something that came before City Council. City Council suggested that arts and culture respond to it, and I think we outdid the request from the member of the public 100-fold, but really the credit goes to She Loves Collective, and they just did an amazing job. And it was, I think Jennifer, who suggested She Loves Collective, could do this. And I know one of the council members said to me, wow, this just came up 2 months ago, and already the installation is in. That's, I realize sometimes government moves slowly, the individual said, but in this case, it moved really fast, and we really appreciate it. So, that credit also goes to you all. So thank you. And I also want to wish you happy holidays and look forward to working with you next year, as does, I think, Jennifer. And again, just echo what you said. I mean, Jennifer is really the one that's, doing all this and making this all happen. And it's been said is, we welcome David today. Michael Grant said his goodbyes at the last meeting, but he has commented that more has been happening on this commission really since Jennifer joined than has happened for years. So just appreciate you all keeping up with her and encouraging her. And, we are truly transforming Glendale into an arts destination. So thank you all for your efforts and service.
Just to echo Director Schaefer's words, I really, really appreciate all the phenomenal work and vision that you have, because if it's not for your vision, then we cannot implement it as staff. So thank you all for your vision and creating an arts destination for Glendale. It's always a pleasure working with each and every one of you. I'm always inspired and learning from each and every one of you. And so thank you very much for all of your great work this year, and we're really looking forward to working with you next year. So happy holidays to you and to everyone who's watching as well. Moving on to agenda item 8, written communications, we do not have any, so we move to adjournment.
All right, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.